Mama June Shannon took to social media this week with an update on her relationship with ex-husband Mike Sugar Bear Thompson, whom she claims has not spoken to her or their daughter, Alana Thompson, in years. June's post comes just days after a biopic about Alana's life titled, "I Was Honey Boo Boo," premiered on Lifetime. Sugar Bear was portrayed in the movie by actor Neil Chinneck. As fans may remember, June and Sugar Bear went through a nasty split back in 2014. However, Sugar Bear continued to appear on the family's WeTV shows for a period of time afterward. Despite Sugar Bear no longer being on TV, June revealed this week that everybody always asks about her ex-husband, though she claims they haven't spoken in years and he hasn't had anything to do with Alana in more than a decade. Despite this, June said people continue to reach out to her with stories about Sugar Bear's social media activity and alleged dating life. She also said she's often asked why Alana no longer has a relationship with her dad. June's Facebook post was written in her punctuation-challenged June Speak fashion, so the Ashley has done her best to edit it so that it is readable. "It's not because of me," June wrote. "It's not cause of her, it's his choice he made at the end of the day." June went on to claim that Sugar Bear wasn't raised to treat his child the way he's treated Alana, revealing that his parents were always amazing towards her and her daughters. She also alleged that Sugar Bear's hookups have relayed to her and her family that Sugar Bear goes around claiming that he wants to see Alana, but that June is preventing it from happening. "Whatever makes him feel better," June said. According to June, she ran into Sugar Bear for the first time in years back in July when both were attending a custody hearing for June's eldest granddaughter, Caitlin. As the Ashley exclusively reported last year, June's former son-in-law Michael Cardwell called on Sugar Bear to testify against June as a witness in his custody battle for Caitlin, as Sugar Bear was the former stepdad of Caitlin's late mother, Anna Cardwell. June claimed this week that Sugar Bear's comments in the courtroom ultimately did nothing because he couldn't say anything bad about me. She also claimed that Sugar Bear hopes to be back on the show, though she insists that will never happen. "I have not been a perfect person to my kids, but I sure as hell have tried," June said at the end of her rant. "Every time we have fallen out, I'm still around. He could have done the same." While June claimed in her post that Sugar Bear had nothing negative to say about her last year, comments on the post argued otherwise, citing June's history of drug addiction and the fact that amid June's struggles, Alana began living with her older sister Lauren "Pumpkin" Shannon, who was eventually awarded full custody of then 17-year-old Alana. June was also called out for allegedly stealing money from Alana. "I don't know how he wouldn't have been able to come up with bad things to say about you. You literally abandoned Alana over drugs and men," one person wrote. "You stole Alana's money. You have not been great. Your kids were raised in constant conflict and you took advantage of your child's money and bought drugs," another commented. "Have you ever held a job?" As the Ashley previously told you, during a 2022 episode of the Dumb Blonde podcast, Alana and Pumpkin spoke out about the abuse Pumpkin claimed to have suffered at the hands of Sugar Bear and the fact that the alleged abuse was overlooked by those working on the production of the family's TV shows. Years earlier, June had admitted on social media and in a series of interviews that Sugar Bear had been abusive towards Pumpkin, even mentioning a specific instance of abuse that had been played off as a freak accident on an episode of Here Comes Honey Boo Boo years earlier. During an interview in 2019, Alana stated that her dad only contacted her as when it was so he could appear on the family's reality show. "The only time I ever see him is if we're filming with him, which is very rarely," Alana said of her dad. "I tell myself all the time, I'm not going to put effort into something where there's no effort being put in by the other person, or the other person doesn't even care. So I'm not going to care about something that the other person don't care about." During that same interview, Alana claimed that Sugar Bear chose to be absent from her life because she is a girl. "I feel like he doesn't want to be part of my life because I'm not a boy," she said. "When my mom was pregnant and told Sugar Bear that I was going to be a girl, he didn't want me. He was just like, I wanted a boy." When reality TV first introduced America to the Thompson Shannon family, audiences were captivated by the unique, chaotic, and unfiltered personalities inside their small Georgia home. At the center of it all was Alana "Honey Boo Boo" Thompson, the pageant princess with a big personality, and her mother June Shannon, better known as Mama June. But behind the laughs, catchphrases, and outrageous moments on TLC's Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, the family's dynamic was far from simple. One of the most complicated relationships has always been between Alana and her father, Mike "Sugar Bear" Thompson. Now, Mama June has revealed a bombshell. Sugar Bear hasn't spoken to his daughter in years. And yet, despite years of estrangement, he reportedly wants back into the spotlight, and back onto the family's current reality series, WeTV's Mama June, Family Crisis. This revelation has sparked both outrage and curiosity, with fans asking whether Sugar Bear's intentions are genuine or if he's simply chasing relevance. To understand the full picture, it's important to look back at their history, explore where things stand today, and consider what his possible return could mean for Alana, Mama June, and the show itself. The rise of Sugar Bear in reality TV fame. Mike "Sugar Bear" Thompson entered America's living rooms as the quiet, often awkward, but oddly lovable partner of Mama June during their TLC run. A former chalk miner from Georgia, Sugar Bear quickly became a fan favorite, not for loud antics, but for his quirky demeanor, devotion to his daughter, and comical man cave lifestyle. When Here Comes Honey Boo Boo aired from 2012 to 2014, Sugar Bear provided a counterbalance to Mama June's commanding personality. He wasn't polished, he wasn't glamorous, and he wasn't trying to be. Instead, his simple southern charm struck a chord with viewers who saw him as a real dad just trying to support his daughter's wild pageant dreams. But as with most reality TV stories, what looked lighthearted on screen often masked much deeper issues. The fractured relationship with Alana. Even during the family's early years on television, there were signs of strain between Sugar Bear and his daughter. His relationship with Mama June was tumultuous, marked by infidelity allegations, breakups, and reconciliations. Though he was often portrayed as a caring father figure, his presence in Alana's life was inconsistent. After Here Comes Honey Boo Boo was cancelled amid scandal in 2014, the family fractured further. Mama June moved on with new relationships, Alana grew older under the guardianship of her sister Lauren "Pumpkin" Shannon, and Sugar Bear largely disappeared from the spotlight. According to Mama June's new statement, whatever contact remained between Sugar Bear and Alana eventually stopped altogether. He hasn't spoken to her in years, June admitted in a recent interview. The comment shocked fans, many of whom assumed at least some relationship remained. Mama June's bombshell. Years of silence. Mama June didn't mince words when addressing Sugar Bear's absence. She claimed that despite being Alana's biological father, he had failed to maintain even minimal communication. She's 19 years old now, and he hasn't reached out in forever, Mama June said. He hasn't been there for birthdays, graduations, or the hard times. He chose not to be present. This admission comes at a particularly sensitive time, as Alana is working to carve out her independence, living away from her family in Denver, exploring college opportunities, and trying to escape the shadow of her childhood fame. For her, the absence of a father figure has been yet another challenge in a life already filled with turmoil. Sugar Bear once back on TV. The bombshell didn't end with Mama June's revelation of estrangement. She also revealed that Sugar Bear has recently expressed interest in rejoining the family's WeTV reality show. He wants to be back on the show, Mama June explained. But the truth is, he hasn't been around. It's not fair to Alana for him to just walk back into her life because there are cameras rolling. For critics, this raises red flags. Is Sugar Bear genuinely seeking reconciliation with his daughter, or is he hoping to use the show as a platform to re-enter the reality TV spotlight? Fans react, genuine or opportunistic? The fan base surrounding Mama June and Honey Boo Boo has always been vocal, and news of Sugar Bear's interest in returning has sparked heated debates online. Some argue that any attempt at reconciling with Alana should be welcomed, even if it comes late. Better now than never, one fan commented on social media. If he wants to be in her life, let him try. Alana deserves a relationship with her father. Others, however, are more skeptical. Where was he when she needed him? Another fan wrote, "This feels like nothing more than clout chasing. If he cared, he would have been there off camera too." The divide highlights the larger question: can estranged family members use reality TV as a genuine space for healing, or does the nature of the medium inherently blur authenticity with performance? The emotional toll on Alana. For Alana, the situation is delicate. Having lived much of her life in the public eye, she's learned to be wary of people's motives, including those of her own family. The absence of Sugar Bear throughout her teenage years has left scars, and sources close to her suggest she isn't quick to forgive. She doesn't want someone popping back in just because it's convenient, one insider revealed. She's worked hard to build her own identity, and she doesn't want it disrupted by old drama. At the same time, Alana has always craved stability. Losing her sister Anna Chickadee Cardwell to cancer in 2023 and dealing with her mother's chaotic life have only intensified that desire. Whether Sugar Bear can provide any sense of stability is highly questionable. Sugar Bear's perspective. While Mama June has painted him as absent, Sugar Bear has at times offered his own version of events. In past interviews, he has claimed that he wanted to be more involved in Alana's life but felt pushed out by Mama June and the family's complicated dynamics. "June didn't always make it easy for me," he once said. "I love my daughter, but I've had to fight just to see her." Still, those excuses don't account for years of silence. And critics argue that no matter the obstacles, a determined parent finds a way. What a return could mean for the show. From a production standpoint, Sugar Bear's potential return is a tempting storyline. WeTV thrives on drama, conflict, and redemption arcs. A long-estranged father reuniting with his daughter could provide exactly the kind of ratings boost the network craves. But it's also a risky move. For one, it could cause emotional harm to Alana if the reunion is staged more for cameras than for healing. For another, it risks alienating fans who see Sugar Bear's absence as unforgivable. Producers would have to carefully balance authenticity with entertainment, a challenge that reality TV has always struggled with. Mama June's protective stance. One thing is clear, Mama June isn't ready to welcome Sugar Bear back into the fold. After years of picking up the pieces in her own turbulent life, she's fiercely protective of Alana's well-being. "She doesn't need someone showing up for TV," June said firmly. "She needs people who are really there for her, whether the cameras are on or not." Her stance reflects her ongoing effort to repair her image as a mother. After years of being criticized for her own absence and missteps, June now appears determined to shield her daughter from further pain. The broader conversation: fathers, fame, and family drama. Beyond the specifics of the Shannon-Thompson family, this situation highlights a broader conversation about the pressures reality TV puts on families, especially children. When family dysfunction becomes content, it can blur the line between personal healing and public performance. For Alana, that tension is acute. She's spent her entire life balancing the expectations of viewers with her own need for privacy and normalcy. Sugar Bear's attempt to re-enter her life through television only underscores the difficulty of separating genuine relationships from scripted drama. Where things stand now. As of now, there's no official word on whether Sugar Bear will appear in future episodes of Mama June, Family Crisis. Mama June has made her feelings clear, but in the world of reality TV, storylines can change quickly. For Alana, the choice may ultimately rest with her. Whether she decides to open the door to her father, and whether she does so on or off camera, will shape not just her personal life, but also the next chapter of the family's reality TV journey. Conclusion: can the past be fixed? Mama June's revelation that Sugar Bear hasn't spoken to Alana in years adds another layer to the already complicated story of a family that has lived almost entirely in the public eye. His apparent desire to return raises difficult questions about motive, healing, and the price of fame. For fans, the drama may make for compelling television. But for Alana, the stakes are deeply personal. She is not just Honey Boo Boo anymore, she is a young woman navigating adulthood, independence, and the legacy of a fractured family. Whether Sugar Bear's comeback will bring closure or simply reopen old wounds remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, in the unpredictable world of Mama June and Honey Boo Boo, the drama is far from over. Behind Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson's pageant dresses and charismatic personality was a little girl navigating a storm of chaos, emotional neglect, and her mom's drug addiction. In her new Lifetime biopic, I Was Honey Boo Boo, Thompson pulls back the curtain on the trauma she endured while growing up in the spotlight, beginning at the young age of 6. "For me, it's not about fame, and it's not about the money," she said. "Honestly, my story is simple. It's about a mom and a daughter and breaking the cycle of emotional abuse." Thompson was the star of multiple reality television shows, including Toddlers and Tiaras, Here Comes Honey Boo Boo and Mama June, Family Crisis. Now 19 years old, Thompson revealed how her on-screen confidence concealed the harsh reality of constant criticism and family struggles, particularly with her mother, June Mama June Shannon. My mama put men, money, and eventually even drugs ahead of me. Thompson began her biopic, narrating the movie. Thompson rose to fame during her breakout on Toddlers and Tiaras, which would eventually lead to her spin-off, Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. She recalled the moment she stopped being a daughter and became a dollar sign to Mama June. A scene in her biopic showed Thompson being scouted for the TLC series. The cycle of pain started even before I could recognize it. It started when my mom looked at me, and, for the first time, she just didn't see me. She saw her own potential, Thompson remarked. As the former child star continued to vie for her mother's attention, her reality show, Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, became an overnight hit. Everything was going well for us. Young and naive me loved every minute of it. Mama told me over and over again how important I was to her, and I loved being her little moneymaker. It made me feel special. This was our thing, and I finally gave her something no one else could. However, Thompson confessed that feeling quickly took a turn. But with all the money coming in, things were changing. And the truth of who Mama really wasn't far behind. Behind closed doors were forced smiles and silent tears, and the biopic highlighted how fame nearly ruined the family's foundation. The biopic continued to highlight bitter fights, cheating allegations, and the life-changing moment when Thompson's family, including her father, Sugar Bear Thompson, was involved in a car crash in 2014. After the family's car collided with a truck, Mama June decided she was going to leave Thompson's father. In I Was Honey Boo Boo, a scene shows the family moving to Georgia, and the actress who portrayed Mama June announces she had bought a home for $250,000, all because of her little moneymaker. Thompson went on to share her roller coaster of a life and recalled the moment Mama June was absent from her life. But now that I wasn't Mama's little moneymaker, she didn't need me anymore, she remarked. It was hard, it was definitely a big change for me, going from my mom being there 24/7 to not being there at all. At the time, I didn't understand that her love was only transactional. However, in the I Was Honey Boo Boo biopic, there is a moment where things started to take a positive turn for Mama June. The movie briefly highlights her 300-pound weight loss journey, going under the knife before her new reality show, Mama June, From Not to Hot. As the dramatic transformation may have been seen as positive by fans, it made Thompson feel worse about herself. The pressure to match her mom's glow-up left Thompson questioning her own self-worth. The glow-up that Mama had, as a young girl, it made me think you needed to have surgery to look good, she reflected. As a child who admittedly struggled with weight, she couldn't help but wonder, do I look okay? My mama looks good now. While Honey Boo Boo dealt with another dramatic life change, she later revealed that she discovered just how deep her mother's drug addiction ran. Pounds were shed, a darker side of her mother emerged, one Thompson had trouble understanding as a young girl. Thompson started to ask herself if she needed to lose weight too. Mama June wasn't just battling weight, she was battling drugs. I didn't get why Mom chose drugs over me, Thompson recalled, recalling a time she was explicitly warned not to tell anyone about Mama June's drug habit. If someone finds out, you'll be taken away from me and sent to foster care, the actress who portrayed Mama June says in the biopic. Thompson described the deep, quiet fear instilled in her by her mother. Things quickly spiraled out of control. With Mama June slipping deeper into addiction, Thompson was forced to live with her sister. I was scared to find out that my mom might die, she admitted. I was scared for her but worried that she'd die. In 2019, Shannon and her boyfriend, Geno Doak, were arrested on suspicion of drug possession after a dispute at an Alabama gas station. Details about what drew police to the gas station were not released at the time. Doak had a lengthy criminal history that included arrests for theft, burglary, and criminal damage to property. The couple had been dating for 3 years. Around this time, Shannon began selling her belongings and eventually her home. This was also when she lost custody of Thompson. In 2020, on the family's latest reality show, Mama June, Family Crisis, they began to discuss a path for her to return to Thompson's life. That's when she dropped the big confession about her past drug habits. The only reason I sold the house, we was dead broke, she explained. Because, at that point, we was doing quite a bit. I mean, it was a couple ounces a day. Our habit was $2,500 a day, if not more. Mama June's drug abuse had not only threatened their lives but also their financial security. Despite earning hundreds of thousands of dollars from the show, Mama June allegedly blew through it all. Thompson claimed in a recent interview with People that despite starring in the popular show, she's never seen any of the money from it.